Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a fantastic and phenomenal weekend. We're back on track here, seeing what's going on with Bitcoin. It is looking pretty awesome in a lot of ways, but also sad for some folks that were shorting this coin. What we want to do is take a look at a few key factors. This is just kind of a hypothetical. If this is the top pullback points there. We'll talk about that here in a minute. It's honestly the top isn't in yet, as you can kind of see. We keep breaching 66,700, getting a little bit higher there. Now, historically, what we want to look at, just to be clear, is a few key factors. If we look at the weekly, the closure on the weekly is 66,600. So far this week, we're up above that, but the week literally just started today. So we cannot presume that 66,000 is going to be a resistance or a support just yet. It's going to take a moment to bake in there. But truth is, the highest point which we saw Bitcoin was a round number 69,000. There's a good chance we're going to see that. We're going to talk a little bit about liquidation levels here too, and kind of just double check and confirm. Just before we do, quick congrats to our community members here. We saw some nice profit here. Obviously, we did have a stop loss for Bitcoin. That's not a big deal, though. Honestly, that was kind of a high risk play that we talked about. So hopefully nobody took that. But generally speaking, offset was SEI, Kava. We got what? Atom, Audio, Polkadot, Filecoin, SEI. Tons of profit to offset there, folks. That's why you hedge your shorts with the longs and vice versa, depending on the direction of the market. So that's kind of where we're at there. Quick congrats again to everybody for that. What we want to look at here, though, is the big picture and just clarify a couple things. Last 7 days, we can see tons of liquidation levels here at about, what, if I'm not mistaken, 68,000. So in the last couple of days, a few days rather, folks are really feeling confident that 68,000 will not be hit. I don't think that's confident at all. I think that's kind of ridiculous at this point. I think it's very safe to say 68,000 will get hit, and likely even 69, just based on recent highs and, of course, the fact that we have no support or resistance, rather, between 66 and 69,000. Okay? So again, I think that level is going to get destroyed here soon. So please be careful shorting this coin. If you're going to consider shorting, feel free to short 69,000 from there. That might be a safer bet. Obviously, we want to look at a lot of other factors leading into it, but generally speaking, I don't think it's a good idea to short this coin right now at this moment. Too much going on, okay? Now, we'll talk about supports and resistances, which we've kind of already have done. Again, we just talked about the weekly here. Let's double check a couple of other factors. Stochastic is still swinging up. RSI insanely high. We haven't seen RSI this high since the last time we were at this 60,000 mark back in 2021, okay? So again, RSI has a tendency of letting us know that the price is getting overextended, which it is, but we're also above that key level support. So in retrospect, if you look at when the RSI crossed over 70, it was at 12,000, and it dropped back down below 70 when it hit the rough estimate about low 50 to upper 40,000 range. Okay, so again, that's just a random spitball, just kind of throwing it out there, but it's not exact science. But the truth is, we're above 70 on the RSI, and we got to wait for the price to come back down before we consider selling. Taking a short into this is pretty much crazy. Okay, I know it seems kind of weird, right? Because we took a short position, but that was a high risk short position with low leverage, low position sizing. So honestly, not that big of a deal considering how much other markets, other altcoins rather, we've been able to make up the difference there. Okay, so again, our first stop loss in about 2 months, I'm not too concerned with it. Taking a look quickly at the daily time frame. Let's double check a couple of things here first, such as moving averages. We're above all four, no surprise there. Stochastic is swinging up again for the second time. If we zoom in a little bit here, you can see the second stochastic swing carries more weight. Furthermore, too, RSI and money flow index all very high. Zero reasons to consider shorting this coin. We also had a pennant breakout here, of course, as I discussed leading into Friday, that there was a pennant pattern initially starting, and here we are as the breakout. That's kind of what it looks like. If you see, it derives from the bottom, comes up, works its way into a wedge, and inevitably breaks after retesting the upper resistance level multiple times. Okay, that third and final break, it took off. Okay, so these are patterns you want to pay attention to. Obviously, hindsight's 2020 now, but generally speaking, the success rate of those kind of patterns on larger time frames, such as a 4-hour time frame, is a lot higher. Okay, so future reference, you see that again, might be worth considering. And again, taking a look here at the MACD, we're converging to. This is another confirmation sign too, as well, where we can see the price broke through this resistance level. It retests that level 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth time here had some resistance. And then, of course, we got a MACD convergence leading us straight up here. So there's no reason for this to discontinue its momentum. We're maxed out on stochastic RSI. Traditional money flow index is very high, same with RSI as well. So again, 0 out of 0 reasons to consider a short. Every reason to keep your long position open. Okay. Again, Feels weird saying add to your spot bag at this level. I would maybe consider tapering off a little bit, but you should have been adding to your position this whole time anyways. I have daily buys personally through Coinbase, just set that automatic purchase, and then I have a lot of limit orders through Bitunix. Essentially, every $500, I just continue to add to my position. So what I'm looking at here is the hourly time frame. Let's double check a couple of things. There's, again, no reason to consider shorting this coin. Every tremendous, momentous indication the price is going to keep going up. Keep in mind, again, sometime at some point, the price is just going to instantly drop because we're going to hit that critical mass. But at this point, 66,000 provided no resistance. And once again, that's a weekly resistance level for us. So if this week closes above that level, we can presume that'll be a support. Closes below, inverse as well, right? But at this point, based on daily candlestick closures and just some important things we've kind of looked at here so far, there's not a lot of resistance here. In fact, let's double check the daily. I'm curious if 68,000 is one of those levels here. So if we look, sorry, I got to zoom in here a little bit. We can see that there is a level here. So that is daily candlestick closure, 67,600. Okay, so we'll draw that guy out there too to kind of pay attention. Okay, so again, these closures are not like super. The best way to describe it is with these larger time frame support and resistance levels. They're important to note because they typically align themselves with Fibonacci retracement levels. Now, obviously, we don't have any fib levels here drawn out because I'm omitting that considering how fast the price is running. Honestly, there's no point in putting out fibs because the price just continues to run. So at this point, you look at larger fib levels, and we can really understand that 69,300, 69-ish, right in that range is going to be our next resistance. So these little ones here at 66, 68 are just milestones. And if we look at this here again, 68,000 seems like a very likely target for a long profit target, if you will. And then, of course, maybe a consideration for sure. I want to emphasize the word consideration because just because something's overextended, you coming into a resistance level doesn't mean you just short it. Okay, there is literally no reason we've seen here so far the price is going to stop and slow down. So all that stuff combined means that we just got to be patient and wait this one out. And I would recommend considering trading some altcoins. There are some massive ones popping off, specifically meme coins. They're just going bonkers right now. No pun intended with the bonk here, okay? So I'll go cover those here later today. It'll basically be a meme coin day. I got a ton of requests for those, so we'll take a look at that. But between now and then, just be careful. Try to remove your short hat, if there is such a thing, and make sure you're not focusing on that because it's foolhardy to short into this, even though there is potential for success. The window of opportunity is much smaller. It makes no sense at all. Other than that, again, make sure you're all registering for this Bitunix trading competition coming up here. We've got until the 6th to register. If you do not register, you won't be eligible for it. It's pretty simple. So make sure you double check that. I hope you learned something today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.